back in those days, Allen's had these registers that you'd pump in the pricing and the deal, and they'd print out a little docket like that. And someone could buy a Steinway for $150,000 and they get this white docket. And I always was saying to the management, that's not good enough to give someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we had these warranty books that we would write out, and we got them made up, and we'd have a warranty book. But the receipt was this little ticket. And I thought, for a $440,000 sale, I'm not going to go to Lindsay and go, here's your receipt, right? So we did something on the computer, but I still felt it wasn't substantial enough. And something came to my mind of an interaction I had with Lindsay some months earlier where he'd popped into the store to see me, and I was out. I was out with the sales manager, the then sales manager from Steinway, a guy called James Ledgerwood from Steinway, Hamburg. And he came out to Australia, so I was interacting with him, and I was taking him around to institutions, going to the Melbourne Concert Hall, University of Melbourne. We're out on the road, and one of the staff rang me and said, oh, Mark, Mr. Fox is here. He wants to talk to you. I said, okay, well, can you put him on the phone? So Lindsay gets on the phone, and I said, hey, sorry, I'm not there. I'm out at the moment. I can come back if you're going to be there for a little while. But and he said, oh, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm out with James Ledgerwood, sales manager from Steinway. We're going around looking at institutions and just showing him around Victoria. He says, oh, no, that's all right. I've got to go. He said, is he a German? And I said, well, he's an Englishman background, but he works now and lives in Germany. So he's pretty much a German today because he married a German lady and he's got a family there. He says, ask him if he knows Schultz. So I've got him on speaker in the car, and James is sitting beside me. And I said to James, do you know Schultz? And James goes, Mr. Fox, this is James. Lovely to hear your voice. He said, there is a Schultz in the factory. Do you know him? And Lindsay says, no, don't know him. No. What about Colonel Clink? Do you know him? Now, Lindsay's always comes up with these things. He's always about shock value. I think he likes to see how people react. But
yeah. So
James starts laughing, took it in the right way. And I think, so he's talking about Hogan's Heroes. I said, you're talking about Hogan's Heroes? He goes, yes. Does he know them? James goes, no, Mr. Fox, don't know them. And he goes, all right, well, I'll catch up with you later. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. So then, of course, we're driving along talking about Lindsay. And that's always the sort of result that he gets, I think, because he puts things out there. He's done it 100 times to me since then, sometimes much more shocking. But that's what he does. And so that sort of interaction came to me when I was sitting in my office this particular day, having done the sale with him, printed out the docket, and thought, what can I go and give him? And I thought, back in that point, just around the corner from our store was an Aussie disposal shop in Russell Street that a lot of people probably know. Anyone from Melbourne will know that Aussie disposal shop in Russell Street, which is now gone. But I thought, let's go and see what they've got and take him a present, with the docket. So I walked in there, and pretty much straight away I saw this German officer's hat. It was actually original from the war. So I looked at that and I thought, oh, maybe it was only like $80 or something. And they had some German officers' gloves. So I said, look, I'll take those. So I got them in a bag, went back to the shop, made a time to go see Lindsay to give him his receipt. And so when I turned up, I said to his assistant, I'm here to see Lindsay. And she said, yeah, we know you're coming, Mark, so all good. But he's got someone with him, but just a sec, I'll see if he's cool for you to go in, right? So she comes out and she says, yeah, just go in. Now, at this stage, I got a bit nervous because I got this present for him in the bag that I wanted to talk to him about why I bought it for him, and there's someone else in there, so I'm thinking, oh, how's this going to go, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I walk in there and there's a lady there. I'm not sure who she was, but he said, what do you got for me? So I said, well, I've got your receipt for your deposit, and we're arranging the delivery and everything like that, and I've got your warranty book, but I also decided that I'd get you a present based on you proceeding with us and having the trust in us to go ahead with the sale. I've got you a German officer's hat from the war, from the Aussie disposal shop, and some German officer's gloves. I'm thinking, how's that going to go down, right? He looks at it and he goes, that's fantastic. I love it. Gets a hat, puts a hat on, puts the gloves on, and he's sitting in his office like that. And he goes, I'm going to wear these to my next Mercedes-Benz meeting.
Unbelievable.
And I said, well, I'm glad you like it, right? And the lady's sitting there going, what's going on in here, right? I don't know what the meeting was with her about. But so I left him with that, and I left. And that was pretty much that particular sale.
Mm.
And
Can we just stop there for 1 second? Because I just want to unpack the importance of that because it's something that, the industry that we're both in is about sales. And particularly in the last 10 or 15 years, the way that this approach to selling has changed and salespeople not being the sort of people that they once were. How important is that interaction and why do you reckon that interaction was so important?
Look, the thing is that when you're at that level of business with Steinway, you've got the best product in the world, but it's expensive, right? And even today, it's more expensive. But a lot of the sales we're doing today, that I'm doing today, and our staff are doing today, my most successful salespeople, who incidentally is June at the moment, but the reason that she's the most successful salesperson is based on the relationships that she makes. It's about building a relationship. I don't sell a Steinway even today to somebody and then never talk to them again. We're in communication with them. I would say I've become friends with a lot of customers. I go up to Queensland on the Gold Coast. We've got a store up there and we've sold pianos up there to people that are great friends today. I go up there and say, you catch up for a beer. They catch up with me. They invite me to their house. And it was no difference. Looking at it's not about just selling someone a piano, right? Who are they? What are they like? What do they do? What's their background? Get to know them. You don't just buy a piano from you because it's the best piano in the world. Everything's got to come together. And I say to the staff, with every interaction, one mistake, you lose.
Mm.
So you've got to get it right. If I had have given Lindsay a little docket with a book and gone around there and that's your deposit, that's your receipt, he might have thought, okay, great, thanks for coming, see you later. Not front of mind anymore. I didn't do it for a reason to be front of mind. I did it for a reason because I respected the guy. I appreciated the fact that he came to me. I appreciated the fact, Lindsay Fox, the reality is a lot of people want a piece of him, right?
Yeah, of course.
He called me, made a time at 7:00 to come to my store, interact with me and buy pianos from me. I'm not just going to give him a bit of paper. And that's whether it be him or anyone else today, that's the way we look at it.